Welcome once again to my blog. If you are watching this for the first time, please subscribe, like button, put your comments there. We are slowly growing. If you are willing to support us, you can support us. We need more equipment. We need microphones. We need lighting. We need the camera. As what I'm using right now is my phone. But nevertheless, today's blog, I want to discuss one person that has been in everybody's mouth this past week, this new man, upon his death. He has been at the helm of the elections in Kenya since the year 2017. So, ladies and gentlemen, who is Wafula Chebukati? Wafula Chebukati was born on a Friday morning of the 22nd December 1961 in Madisi village, Chwele location, Bungoma County. His parents were very happy to receive the first male in their household, despite the fact that he was the third born. Two, John and Joina Wafula Chebukati. They named him Wellington Wanyonyi Wafula or Chebukati. Yes, his English name has rarely been used, is Wellington. The name Chebukati in Luo language again, it means a tree that cannot be bent. Wafula Chebukati was born in the Bukusu subtribe of the Luya community. He hailed from the Babutu clan. Babutu clan is associated with the descendants of the Mobutu, who are also found in Congo, and the Babutu kingdom in Uganda. But nevertheless, Luya is diverse, especially in East Africa, and the clans are interchangeably scattered in all the 5 counties. It is not a surprise that you find over 220 clans are within the counties, that is Kakamega, Bungoma, Vihiga, Busia, and Trans Nzoia, and even now beyond the borders of Kenya. It should be also noted that the Bukusu form the largest part of the 17 groups of the ethnic Luya community found in Kenya. The Bukusus actually occupy 2 counties, that is the Bungoma and Trans Nzoia. They are the majority tribe in both counties, if not the only tribe. They are about 1.1 million of the 6 million Luya speakers, according to the 2019 census. But anyway, let's go back to Mr. Wafula Chebukati. After he was born, he underwent normal Luya young one's childhood. And as a Bukusu, he also received the circumcision rite. That was in 1976 under the Abachuma Luya age set. Most Luya speakers practice circumcision, and within the circumcision, they have age sets. So, and that depends on the year that you've been circumcised. And Luyas, as a practice, only circumcise on even years, not odd years. So, in 1976, Chebukati, in full Bukusu traditions, was circumcised under the Balchuma age set, grade 3. I should also point out that I am also in the Bachuma age set. but I'm not grade 3. I think I'm grade 5 or grade 6. Grade 5 or grade 6, it means when you have been circumcised within the age set, it is in the consecutive years. So there's 1976, then after that 78, then after 78 there is 80, then after 80, 82, after 82 there is 84, after 84 there is 86, which I think is when I was receiving that, either 86 or 88. I'm not sure. I'll go back to that, but I know I'm Bachuma. Any age set has to, when an age set ends, it is when the previous uh, uh, age set members, all of them have passed. When they have all of them passed, then that age set is now completed, and then a new age set comes, and they keep recurring like that, like that, like that, like that. So anyway, just to give you a small insight about circumcision in the Luya community and how that happens. Now, Chebukati, when he became 6 years, he started education and he went to the Madisi Primary School, where he sat for his certificate of primary education and passed very well. He went to St. Peter's Mumias in Kakamega and Bokoli Secondary School, both for his O levels exams. He was, if you didn't know, he was the best student that year, attaining Division 1 of 11 points for his East Africa Certificate of Education exams. And this earned him a very golden opportunity to attend the prestigious Lenana School in Nairobi. He excelled in the languages and he even got a scholarship at Lenana School just to study for free because he was best in the languages. In fact, he was in 1980. He was the overall winner of the Arts Prize, comprised of English, history, literature, and geography. Being good in arts would mean that when he is at finishing his A levels and he joins the university, he might be going to do a very nice subject like law. So the University of Nairobi in 1981 called him to do his LLB degree. This was briefly interrupted by the 1982 coup. So their learning was briefly interrupted and they resumed back and they went on and graduated from the law school, earning a law degree in 1985 in what is now famously known as the class of 1985. Class of 1985 has got famous personalities who graduated in the same law school. They include my former primary school mate. I mean, he went to the same primary school I went. It's called PLO Lumumba. And also senior counsel, Philip Murgo. I also learned that two of my relatives, that is my late aunt, Joanne Siganga, who was a magistrate, was also in class of 1985. And my uncle, my good old uncle, Tom Osolika Ndombi, was also in class of 1985. So after finishing law school, you usually go to do the diploma at the Kenya School of Law. In between, as he was waiting to finish that diploma, he was managing in 1986 to 1987, he was managing the GK Ndunda and Company Advocates, the Mombasa office. Upon finishing his diploma at the Kenya School of Law, he was admitted to the bar in 1987. And immediately he established a sole proprietorship firm, the Wanyonyi and Company Advocates, in 1987. And he remained a senior advocate in the firm for about 20 years. He practiced civil litigation, commercial law, environmental law, and so on. It should be noted that he offered pro bono services to the residents of Webuye over the Pan Paper Mill Company that was accused of environmental pollution affecting people's lives. So he offered his pro bono services to those residents during that time. Um, Apart from law, his private life, he is a married man with only one wife. We say that keenly because Bukusu and the Bukusu men are, there's a stereotype that they are not men of one woman. So when one has passed the test and becomes a man of one woman, it should be celebrated in its own way. So he was married to Mary Wanyonyi. Mary Wanyonyi is an accountant, and she was working at the Ministry of Finance then. She had gone to Mombasa, one of the trainings by the Ministry of Finance, and I don't know how they spotted each other, but Mary was requesting for some legal advice to Mr. Chebukati. That legal advice led to a lot of other advices that eventually, on the 21st April 1990, they got married as man and wife in Nairobi. Their marriage, which has been over 30 years together, has been blessed with three children. Three children. Firstborn Rachel, lady, secondborn Jonathan, and the lastborn Emmanuel. It should also be noted that the wife Mary Chebukati, in July of 2023, July 17th of 2023, she was appointed. She took oath to be. She was appointed as the Commission of Revenue Allocation chairperson, and the husband actually celebrated her romantically on social media. So, given his family commitment and family background, he relocated to Nairobi just to join them because by traversing between Nairobi and Mombasa could take a toll on their family upbringing. So in 2006, he rolled up his sleeve from the Wanyonyi and Company Advocates, and he came to Nairobi to join his otherwise young family, because the two of them were living with their mother in Nairobi, and he was in Mombasa with the young one called Emmanuel. So he came to Nairobi and he founded the Nairobi-based law firm. It's called the Kutu and Associates Advocates, where he continued practicing his law until around January 2017, when he resigned to seek the public office of becoming the chairperson of the Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission of Kenya. Professionally, Mr. Wafula Chebukati was a member of the Law Society of Kenya. He was also a member of the Institute of Certified Secretaries, a member of International Commission of Jurists. And apart from that, also, he was a member of the East Africa Law Society. It should also be noted that he served as a council member of the LSK. Socially, he is an ardent golfer, and this is clearly demonstrated during his stay in Mombasa. He was the captain and the chair of the two golf clubs in Mombasa. That's the Mombasa Golf Club and the Nyali Golf Clubs. He's also the founding committee member of the Kenya Golfing Union. And up to his death, he was still a member of the Kenya Golfing Society. In his practice as lawyer internationally, he's accredited of founding the Advoc Africa. Advoc Africa is an international network of independent law firms worldwide with a sole purpose of promoting cross-border legal practice. The firm is connected with law firms in Mozambique, South Africa, which now network with Advoc Europe and Asia. Surprising enough, he also joined politics briefly, because in 2007, he joined the Orange Democratic Movement Party as the candidate for being an MP in the Saboti constituency in 2007. So he contested, but he lost. He lost to Wamalwa Kijana's younger brother, who was now joining politics, called Eugene Wamalwa, who was with Kibaki then under the PNU banner. Currently, the MP for Saboti is Honorable Caleb Amisi of the ODM party. I mean, just so that you are familiar with what I'm talking about, the area. So in 2016, from nudge of his legal colleagues, his golfing friends, and family, and so on and so forth, he applied to be the chairperson of the IBC. And in 2017 January, after that parliamentary committee led by Honorable Samuel Chepkomba recommended him as chair, he was then appointed as the chairperson of the IEBC. That's the very year he oversaw the elections that Uhuru Kenyatta did win controversially, because this was nullified by the Supreme Court due to irregularities. And Chebukati conducted, through IEBC, they conducted a repeat election, which was boycotted by Raila Odinga's party and Raila Odinga's candidature, deepening the Kenya political divide. Again, he managed the 2022 elections, which was very hot, and he declared William Ruto as president in a highly dramatic fashion. Because then the four commissioners, who adapt the Cherera Four, disowned the results. And the Supreme Court upheld William Ruto's win. But the accusation of electoral fraud and malpractice and external influence continued to linger. So he went on his tenure, and having completed fully his term in January 17, 2023, he left the IEBC office. Between him leaving and the previous year, he was complaining of some slight aches in the head and so on and so forth. The eyes were doing this. So, and they kept doing some checks here and there that led even to some surgery. Initial one in Germany. But before he went to the second surgery, he also did some international assignment from his retirement. Like, for example, in July 2023, he was at Kingston, Canada for the Electoral Integrity Project Annual Conference, where he addressed the gathering. In November 2023, he was invited by International Center for Parliamentary Studies and the Portuguese National Electoral Commission for the 19th International Electoral Affairs Symposium. This is where IEBC was awarded the prestigious Electoral Management Award, and as well as being a runner-up in the Electoral Economics Award, which now was received by Chebukati. In Abidjan, 20th November 2023, he attended the ECOWAS Network Election Commission Symposium. What we would consider as probably his last public appearance is on 29th November, when he attended the 5th anniversary symposium on electoral commissions of the Southern Africa Development Community. So the whole of 2024, he was battling with that recurring illness, getting better, getting back to hospital, getting better, getting back to hospital, and he even underwent another surgery in Germany. Now, his recurring illness was diagnosed as a brain tumor. His condition was like this, like that, and in February of this year, 2025, he was admitted at the Nairobi hospital, where he briefly stayed before he was again transferred to the Aga Khan hospital. In Aga Khan hospital, he was admitted to the ICU, and he passed on in the February 20th, 2025, at the age of 63. Amongst his many achievements, he received many awards. But key to note is that Chebukati was awarded the Elder of the Order of the Golden Heart, which is EGH. EGH is the second highest honors awarded by the Kenyan government to an individual. This is after the Chief of the Order of the Golden Heart, CGH. So Chebukati had an EGH. He had a desire to pursue PhD in law, probably to quietly lead his life teaching in the law class. That did not happen. Chebukati will be buried the month of March on the 8th March 2025 at his home in Kiminini constituency. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Amen.